This is Nostrovini in the big fight weekend, the Friday the 13th. Whoa, scary. Saturday the 14th, and Saturday the 14th again, one from Molly, jolly old England, or is it Ireland? Oh, I get these islands mixed up. And one from the Americas. Now, the Friday fight is on Showbox TV, which is one of the finest boxing formats ever, because they don't have no hopers fighting prospects or coming attractions that are big. They have coming up and coming fighters fighting tough fights, or two contenders fighting each other. Now, El Mano Nanja Lopez, 15,000, with 12 big knockouts, is fighting Manuel Corrales, 22, 3 and 1 with 19 kilos. Now, Corrales is a hot and running Coley fight. He's very tall, and he will give Lopez a rough fight. It's going to be a war if they're best, both at their best. But Lopez, he's a lot of speed on his hands, and Candelas has been beaten by lesser fighters and the potentially good, solid Ninja. So that's my prediction for that fight. Dominic Villa, 12,000 with 7 KOs against Zorda. Eduardo Ramirez, 29, 5 and 3 with 14 KOs. Eduardo or Ramirez is a very busy fighter. Dominic is a tall fighter and a busy fighter, a pressure fighter. I think this will be interesting. It'll go very close, but I think I have faith that Dominic will rise to the occasion and beat Ramirez in a very competitive fight. Now, Dante Benjamin, 13-0 and 1 with 9 KOs against Angel Lanzernu, 8-0 with 6 KOs. Benjamin is a powerful fighter in shape, um, lots of firepower. Angelo Lorenzo doesn't have the deep amateur career that Benjamin has. He looks a little pudgy. He doesn't have the body beautiful, but he's in good shape. He's sort of in Mexican shape. Stocky, powerfully built. I think he would be better off being a lower weight class, lose a 5 or 10 pounds, and he'd be great. Now, these are a battle between two undefeated fighters. I'm betting on Benjamin. There's a possibility of an upset, but I don't think so. Giovanni Estella, 14, 2 and 0 with 5 KOs against Jose Rodriguez Azusa, 8, 14 and 0, 8 KOs. Estella will win that fight. They're both he's more of a prospect. He doesn't have that much firepower, but he will outpoint Jose Azusa. Kenyon Valtia, 2-0 with 1 KO. Valley's Dominic's little brother is going to be fighting, I believe, there it is, his opponent who Andel Dulda, 4, 6 and 1 with 1 KO. It's not a bad fighter to be fighting in such early in your career. Now, we're going down to the various club fighters. Christina Cheze, 6-0 with 6 KOs against Dalvin McKinley, 13, 5 and 1 with 13 KOs. There's going to be an upset. It might be in this. The man, all his wins are by knockout, Dalvin McKinley. On the other hand, Chessie has never been beaten and won all his fights by KO. I'm going for Christine Chessie. It sounds like a woman's name. Chessie. I'm going for Chessie. Is gonna beat that guy. Mangala. Forgive me, other lands in your language. Oh, Miguel Posadas 500 with 3 KOs against Shaquila Rushing 0-10-1 with no knockouts. Um, this is the type of fight that you're trying to pad your record a little bit with. He has no wins and no knockouts. But this is an ability of this is okay. And there are times when you build up a fighter in this nature. You can't go on too long, or the fighter never develops, and he also doesn't up his talents. Emilio Lorenzo 1-0-0 with no knockouts yet is fighting TBS, the famous TBS. We don't know who it is, but I would say Lorenzo is going to win that fight if and when it happens. Miguel Lozanzo versus TBS again. Yeah, that fight will is another fight where whoever fills that slot can be considered the underdog. Now, with all the parlays I have, I got about $50 better on these fights. Now, I don't really lose much money. I always break even or make a little money. It's a little money, but it keeps me active mentally. Oh, and believe me, I need that. Now on Saturday, 14 March, 14th of March at the Zone starting at 2:30, James Dickinson, 36-5-0, 15 KOs, is going to fight Anthony Corrico, 24-1-0 with 9 KOs. This is interesting. Quidco is a very aggressive boxer puncher. He doesn't seem on the other man, James Dickens, is an average fighter, formless in a certain way, no strong abilities. I think Graco will outpoint him and out-hustle him and maybe even knock him out. And Jazzy will not win with all that jazz. See the pun on words I do. Big Bang, Bryce Leary, 18-0-0 with 10 KOs against Max Hughes, 29-8-2 with 6 KOs. Max is a big spoiler. He's a very clever boxer that's learned on the in the pro ranks how to be a spoiler. But Mr. O'Leary has real power and has size. I think he's going to score quite the knockout. Ah, now. Another man with a great nickname, King Kong, Juno Carroll, 25-3-1, 7 KOs, is fighting the posh boy Callum Murphy, 16-0-0 with 6 KOs. Well, posh boy looks exactly like you would think. He's a little blonde guy, kind of baby-like face, and he's fighting King Kong. And if you saw Mr. Carroll, he looks like somebody who mugs you in England in 1845. Big beard, very powerful, stocky build, and quite the powerhouse. I think Posh Boy is going to be polished off. The Takeover, Stephen Corines, 13-0-0 with 8 KOs against the Terminator, Ernie Downson, 8-1-0 with 4 KOs. The thing is, Stevenson is a very powerful puncher. He's up and coming. He has more knockouts than the Terminator. I don't know why they call him Terminator. He's not that terminal for his opponents. Ah, let's see. Uh, Elikon Levin, 7-0-0 with 3 KOs, is fighting the Kingdom Kid, Liam Welsh, 9-0-2 with 4 KOs. This is another competitive fight. Both have good records, even undefeated records. But I don't think my bet is on Welsh to outfight Levine. Barry Reynolds, 3-0-0 with 2 KOs against Julius Ruddick, 6-3-8 with 5 KOs. He can hit, but he also can't take a hit to an extent. The Bomber, Homus Cartley, 10-1-0 with 9 KOs. He's a big puncher, very powerful. And he's fighting German Zikuzoka, 6-18-2, 2 rights. Now, and then the parlay added to this of $5 each fight, and I stand to make a little bit of a penny, maybe. Isn't that wonderful? I hope so. I did make some good money. Not really. I'm not a gambler. I just like to keep my mind active. Saturday the 8th, the zone. This is the two fight cards are gonna overlap. I can watch both of them. Um, Boss man Kenneth Sims Jr. is fighting Arnold Boza Jr. Uh, Arnold is 32-1 and 0 with 11 KOs. Keith Sims is 22-3 and 1 with 8 KOs. Neither one of them is a big puncher. No, 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 not a big puncher at all. But uh, Sims seems to be the sharper puncher. Arnold seems to be the busier fighter. Um, this is going to be quite the war. But I think in the end, Arnold's work rate will win the fight. Now, let's see. Oscar Colozo, 13-0-0 with 10 KOs. El Purple is a very light wing fighter. He's doing darn good, I think, for and he's fighting Jesus Hiso. Kunita. I think he's named after, it's supposed to, he's not Japanese or Chinese or Asian, but he looks Chinese and Asian. The Indian blood comes out, I think. He's 13-2-0 with only 2 KOs. He's not going to beat the heaviest puncher in the lightweight, featherweight division or whatever. He's not going to beat him. Talk about not going to beat Sweet Poison, Gabrielle Pandora, 17-0 with 9 KOs, probably one of the hardest hitting female fighters out there. It's going to fight Viviana Ruiz, 10-2-0 with 5 KOs. Ruiz looks tough, but she's not tall enough. She's not young enough. The woman's in the 40s, a little long in the tooth. You know what you're saying, Vinny? Who are you to say who's long in the tooth? Your teeth are getting pretty long. So what the hell with you? I could say people are old when they're old and they're fighters. You know, maybe she's the Archie Moore of female fighting. Bernard Hopkins. Who knows? Anyway, the next fight, and we have to take Sweet Poison will knock out the valiant Ruiz in time. She's powerful, built Ruiz, but no, no, no. Alex Rocha, 25-0 and two draws, 16 KOs, is fighting Joseph Diaz, 34-8-1 with 15 KOs. Now, Jojo actually is a pretty good fighter, an Olympian, I believe. And he's feeding Rocha, but Rocha's got the goods, and he's been very impressive in his late fights. Um, I think it'll be a war. I think that Rocha will win that war. Mr. Alex, that's his nickname. Joseph Diaz, Joe Irate, 900 with 8 KOs, is going against Prince of Rock Murtala, 17-2-1 with 13 KOs. Pretty good Rock record in terms of knockouts. But I don't think he'll be a match for Joel Ireta. Ireta is very tall for his weight class, towers like a white Tommy Hearns, and he looks good. He looks like the real deal. Now, The Rock, on the other hand, looks like the real deal too, though he's been knocked out, as I recall, one of his fights. Maybe two of them. Maybe he has all the firepower in the world, but his own cap still blows him away. Fabian Guzman, 900 against King Julian Durango, 8-1 and 0. They're pretty equally matched. I don't know if I have researched the net, these men. I couldn't find them. Sometimes you can't find them. King Julian, I mini, I'll pick I'll pick Joel Ray because it's American, as opposed to the Dominican. Rock. Guzman, Julian, let's see, King Julian, um, Julian Durango, 810, and he's fighting, of course, Guzman. I'm going through this again. The next fight is Junebug, Donald Scorsese, Gracie, 1200, and he's got Valero's house, Sclero. And the maybe he wants to get reclaim the stolen Indian land. Well, everything is stolen from the chipmunk. The animals. Oh, when they saw us, the airless apes coming across the barren strait, must have been a thrill. Oh yeah, yeah, more predators. Anyway, here I am. I don't look bad. I look pretty good. I had to shave off the beard again, or even the stubble because I'm getting rash. I'm so baby food. Ooh. All right. This is going to be Nostrovini signing off. I've picked my picks. If I pick more fighters, it'll be from a week from now. Um, and my sister's coming to visit me. That'll be nice. It's nicey nice. All right, here we go. And we'll turn this on. The loveliness of Paris seems how some sadly gay. The glories that were owned are of another day. I felt terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm going to that San Francisco day, even though it seems like a little rotten. Oh, I left my mind in San Francisco.